let's break those three down. Those are 3 points that I know Nick is going to bring up.
Yeah.
So let's talk about revelation, inspiration, and illumination. Let's start with revelation. What does it mean when we say the Bible, God has given us revelation, or the Bible is a revealed word of God?
Right. Well, God has spoken to mankind in different ways throughout history. He has spoken to us in the original, of course, Garden of Eden with Adam and Eve. God spoke to Adam and Eve, walked with them, talked with them, communicated much probably the same way that you and I do. And so that was the initial way that God communicated with man. He created us for fellowship. And before we destroyed that with the presence of sin, we can understand what it is God desires in relationship with us through the revelation of the book of Genesis, as God has revealed to us in those early chapters of what the Garden of Eden was like. That was revelation. God walking with man, with Adam and Eve, was revelation. God speaking in an audible voice to man is revelation. God speaking to the heart of man, who are prophets. They are, that's open revelation from God when God speaks. God sometimes speaks through, he speaks through visions and dreams. And that was his way of saying, I've got important things for you, and I want you to record these things for me. So revelation was the receiving of that knowledge. It was not the recording of that knowledge. That's a different step. But I think, in Hebrews, if I can turn there, Hebrews chapter 1, one of my favorite...
Can you turn to the Bible as we talk about the Bible?
Can we do that? Yeah.
I think we can.
I love this passage, and it could be that Nick will be sharing this. But Hebrews chapter 1, the first couple of verses there, summarizes for us this idea of revelation. And I'll just read it. God, who at various times and in various ways, he spoke in times past to the fathers by the prophets. That's revelation, God speaking to man. He has in these last days spoken to us by his Son, whom he has appointed heir of all things, through whom he also made the worlds. So Christ himself is revelation. That's why we call him the Word. The Word became flesh and dwelt among us. So God speaks to us through prophets, through audible voices, through visions, through dreams, through the hearts of man, and of course through Christ himself. All of that is revelation.